Welcome to lesson 2 of Intro to Protocol in Swift. In this lesson, you'll learn magic that you will write a few lines of code dramatically by learning about protocol extension. Let's get started. Welcome to Protocol Extension. This is a lesson that takes your game to the next level, okay? So here's a problem statement. I don't even want to type anymore, all right? In programming, you don't want to type the best code, or as somebody smart said, the best code is no code at all, okay? The best code is putting the minimum input but producing the maximum output. So let's learn how to do that. So let's say we have a protocol called Math Genius, and the Math Genius is able to calculate GPA, the grade point average. Okay, but sometimes you're too lazy to. So when you have a Bob here struct Bob, right? Math Genius confirms to it. You have to have this calculate GPA function. I'm too cool for school, right? That's right. You don't want to calculate. Right? You have to provide this implementation calculate GPA. So every time you have a struct or classes called Bobby that confirms a Math Genius, you have to provide this I'm too cool for school, something like that. But you're kind of too lazy. Can we just provide this kind of method implementation by default? Yes, you can. That's why we introduce protocol extension. Well, this is how you do it. All you have to do is just extend the Genius, the Math Genius protocol, and then we're going to provide the default implementation for that. Let's call it I'm too cool for school. Let's be a little more appropriate since it's a course. I'm too cool for school. So what's happening is when you have a struct, any struct, let's call Bob. If it confirms to, let's call Bob. If it confirms to Math Genius, okay, you don't have to do anything. Now, Bob contains this magical ability to calculate GPA on the bottom for you. I'm too cool for school. That's it. That's what protocol extension is. It provides a default implementation for you to have this method as a property. It could be methods, it could be property. Doesn't really matter which one you use. Okay, it doesn't. It also applies to classes as well, as long as you confirm to Math Genius. Okay. But of course, you can override it. If you want to override it, the only thing you have to do is just provide. If you want to override the default protocol, 1.2 GPA, the Bobby will calculate 1.2 GPA instead of I'm too cool for school. Okay. Let's take a look. 1.2 GPA. So if you want to override it, just simply use calculate GPA. But if you don't want to, by all means, use the default method available for you. Okay. So how is this practical? How can we use this protocol extension in practical situation? Well, it's important for calculating some. I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say you have to find the area. So if you you can find area for rectangle, you can find area for rhombus, you can find area for hexagon. Doesn't really matter. You want to provide a default implementation for that. How to do that? Well, first of all, let's create a protocol called findAreaable, and it contains the method calculate area. You have to enter the number of sides, one to many, and length, and it's going to return string value, string like something like, hey, it's 35, the area is 35, something like that. So what you want to do is, instead of just making a bunch of structs that confirms the findAreaable and provide this method, you just want to create a protocol extension. And everything that confirms the findAreaable has this method available for you. So how to do that? Well, again, extend findAreaable, and then define this calculate area right here. Calculate area. Let area is string side times length. That's how you calculate the area, right? Right. I know it doesn't really make sense for hexagon. It doesn't really make sense. But let's just put it this way, right? It can be more technical, but that's not the point of this example. The area you can return the area is something like this. Okay. So now, if you have a square, if it confirms to findAreaable, the square object contains this calculate area, and there's 4 sides, and I mean, actually there are 4 sides, and I know the example is absurd, right? But 40, something like that. But it's not really the point of this. The point is that you provide default implementation. So you may also apply to hexagon, simple, nice and simple. Hexagon as well. You may create a hexagon in it, like that. Calculate area 6 and length of 10. Okay, that's pretty nice. It's a very neat feature. By the way, you can also init this way, init. The both here and above are identical. This is actually this is a shorter version. This is a shorter version of this method right here. This is a default init method available for you when you're making this struct object, when you define struct. Okay. So again, protocol extension is useful for providing a default implementation for anything that confirms that protocol. So how is this useful in UIKit? Well, for example, you have a UI label, UI image view. You want to provide some sort of animation to it. So all you have to do is make protocol. Let's call this buzzable. You're able to buzz it. You have a protocol, right? Provide animation, and then have extension to UI view, and you're able to anything that confirms the buzzable, have that animation method available. Well, I'm not going to go over it in this course because this course is about Swift, but I've written an article for you guys to take a look at. We call it protocol-oriented programming view in Swift 3. Well, it's going to be updated to Swift 4. It doesn't really matter. Pretty much the syntax is identical. So how to learn how to animate buttons and label image view without creating a bunch of classes. You'll learn how to use protocol to animate images, animate the UI view and as well as image without having to use class, subclass. Okay, so if you want to learn more about protocol-oriented programming, take a look at this. In UIKit, take a look at this. One of the most popular article out there. So it's one of the most popular out there. So take a look at this if you want to learn how to do that. But again, I'm talking about the fundamentals in this course. If you know the fundamentals, this is the how part. This is how to use certain things. But when it comes to, if you understand how to use why, right? In this course, you learn why, right? So that's all you need to do. So the storyboard identifier, we're going to talk about it in the next course. Reusable table, collection view cell, how to make scalable and not repeat yourself by providing a reusable collection view cell through protocol or programming. If you're interested, you can wait for the next course called the UIKit Fundamental with Bob. You will learn how to build scalable architecture, and without having to have spaghetti code, you learn how to apply protocol or programming to there. But in this course, you'll learn all the foundation for that. If you want to take that course, you definitely need to take this course before understand everything you talk about. You need to become an advanced developer and then move on to iOS development. But if you all want to learn how to do it right now, just go to this article, take a look at it, and that's all you need to do. Okay? See you guys in the next lesson, and let's learn more about protocol. There's a lot more to go with protocols, and you will appreciate more and more as long as you understand the fundamentals. I'm not too worried about the application. Okay? See you guys in the next lesson. Bye-bye. I just want to tell you this. Applying protocol in your application is only limited by your imaginations. So, let's learn more about protocol in the next lesson.